Hello, everybody. Welcome to Same Cast, Different Day podcast. I'm Tina, and that annoying ass motherfucking name, Martel Rowland, is lurking somewhere in these streets. Today is our season finale, so thank you all for listening to another season. Hey, buddy. Oh, you decided to join us.
I had to fix my audio because it was really low.
I was just
Welcome.
telling our viewers this is our season finale.
Mm.
I'll drink to that. Y'all already know what time it is. I did a little pre-gaming. Almost didn't
Okay.
make it, but here I am.
This is a good wine. Oh my goodness. I haven't had
Oh
this
yeah,
one
what
before.
is that? Okay, what is it?
I'm gonna show y'all the bottle real fast.
I still
Oh,
need
this is
some of that
good.
halo effect.
I know, but I need to put in a wine order, so I don't even know how you
Yeah,
pronounce
will
this.
you put
This
one
thing
in?
ain't
Give
even
me a bottle of that.
this saying made in English. I don't know who the fuck this is, but it's good as a motherfucker.
Ooh, Lord.
So to kick things off, I have found a rant on TikTok that I have found pretty funny
Okay,
that I want
let's
to
see
share
it.
with y'all, and it has to do with Jesus.
Jesus.
Have a problem when they changed Jesus' skin color in the original story, so why are you up in arms about it this time?
Something that I know. So let's talk about when they changed Jesus' skin color from looking like he was from the Middle East to looking like he was from Europe. So you know Michelangelo, the guy who painted the Sistine Chapel? Well, he had a picture of a white guy up on his wall, and when the Pope came into his room and asked, "Hey, who is that?" Michelangelo said, "Oh, that's our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ." No, it wasn't. It was his lover. So if you got a picture of a guy who's my complexion with his arms out with thorns around his forehead on your wall, you got a picture of a gay guy. You are actively worshiping a false idol by y'all's pretenses, because that's not Jesus. That's a homosexual who y'all also bastardize, even though it's not in the Bible at all to do that. Bye.
Well, hello, everybody.
Didn't that bust the bubble with a few people out there?
So my whole thing is I don't understand why people thought Jesus was Caucasian just based on the area, the region that the stories in the Bible took place in. Like, make it make sense, right? You're in Jerusalem. He was a Jew. First of all, he's a Jew in Jerusalem, right? So he's going to look a certain way, have a certain skin color, X, Y, and Z. Not to mention, Jews were persecuted because they were thought to be a inferior race, right? The whole
Hmm.
Holocaust in the Germans, blonde hair, blue eyes, yada yada yada. Even though um, blue eyes and blonde hair is a recessive trait and not a dominant trait. Let me just throw that out there. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
All I
it's
got
not
to
a
say
shock.
is, in your face.
It's not a shock.
Uh, Speaking of, shout out to my people that's over in Israel. It's a guy I had gotten to know over the last, I think it's almost been a year, who lives over in Israel, and then seeing the stories about how it was basically a sneak attack, how they came in at 6 o'clock, it was like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and
Mm.
ambushed them people in their houses while they was just getting ready for their normal life and their normal day, and basically slaughter men, women, and children in the process of doing that. So thoughts and prayers is out there to the Israeli people. Hope y'all get through this. This is one of the things why I say I'm kind of glad I do not live in the Middle Eastern area or on that side of the world. 'Cause I just feel like it's too many different countries and people fighting over territory and all the other kind of stuff that's going on over there. It's too many people in one area. So I'm just kind of happy that I don't live over there in that part of the world. But thoughts and
So
prayers are
catch
with
me
you
up
guys.
on that. Like what? Why? Like
So
why?
it's been many different stories as and why.
Hmm.
One of the stories that I heard was they felt like Israel was moving, I guess, closer and closer toward, I think it's Gaza, like
Gotcha.
territory, far as like building, like what, like city wise, whatever. I guess the little borderline that
Gotcha.
was agreed on, whatever. So
Mhm.
it's basically over territory,
Okay.
is what it seemed like. And then it's another thing that's going around that they basically feel like Israelis are not like a real race or they shouldn't exist. So there's another thing where they're just trying to erase the Israelis too. It's another story that was.
Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. How in the hell are you going to erase somebody from their origin? Here we go with this shit again. I don't know who thought about this, but first, certain races are nomadic, right?
Hmm.
Caucasians have proven to be one of the most nomadic races because they want to go to other people's places of origin and conquer on these conquests and take over and then force their practices on the native people there, right?
Right.
Which is why Australia ain't for the fuck shit, right? The Aborigines and they like, you can't come over here. Okay, we
Right.
way on this side of the map surrounded by water. You ain't coming over here with this shit. But mm,
Victoria.
but hi. But I just how you get what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
it's literally the country is literally Israel.
It's like Israelites is one of the smallest countries, so like a lot of their borders are not protected. So it'd be like, so like now with them being at war now, it's basically like, well, if we send a certain amount of soldiers over here to protect this, it's gonna leave this open, and if we send them over here, then it's gonna leave that open. So it's just crazy.
So, but then you want their goods off of their land. And I feel like that's really what it's about, right? You want to keep shrinking
Hmm.
the country to have more access to all of the resources off
I
the land.
think, and speaking of goods, I think I don't know if it's still going on. Haiti and I think Dominican Republic is beefing right now.
So you know the story behind Haiti and the Dominican Republic, right?
Not really.
So they're on the same island, right?
Hmm.
When they were conquered by the Spaniards decided so Haiti was Haiti. So all of the people in Haiti, like, are the original people. They're the natives. All of the
Hmm.
people in the Dominican Republic are a mixture of the Spaniards and whoever else came to the island. And
Hmm.
then they literally created this border like down the center of the island. Um, in the Dominican Republic, no, I don't. Dominican Republic is on one side, and that's supposed to be the rich, affluent, mixed race. And then Haiti is on the other side, poor. You know, they look more like African Americans, but they're not because they're Caribbean, right?
Hmm.
Um, but they have a lot of features of us, and that's basically what it falls down to. But Haitians speak French, and Dominicans, right, on the other side, speak Spanish
Hmm.
because that's just the way it was. So that's a bunch of bullshit, and that's why they separated.
Because the last news I know of is basically the Dominican Republic cut off access to Haitians. So basically, like Haitians can't cross into the Dominican Republic. But now Dominican Republic, like, hey, we need some of y'all goods, so I'm willing to trade with y'all, but y'all people still can't come over here. And Haiti is like, no, you can't have our goods if our people can't come over. So they still got their borders closed.
Good, good for them.
Hmm.
Good for them on that little ass island. That's what y'all get.
Right.
That's what the fuck you get. Not you gonna push the native people to one side and then want to still say, "Hey, we need you, but you can't come over here. We can't be one big happy family because you look different."
Right.
That's what I feel like. The cultures are different, the appearances are different, traditions are different. Things like that. I feel like that's just crazy. And I don't know who in their right mind decided way back when they only had fucking boats, like with slave driven boats, right? And they
Mm-hmm.
decided they want to cross the fucking Atlantic and come and see, oh, what's over there? We think the world is flat. But let's see if it's actually round, because you ain't got shit else to do with your life. But shout
Mm-hmm.
out to all of them, because we found out that the world was round eventually. uh,
Mm-hmm.
but then you like, oh, look at this land. It's beautiful. We want to live here because it's different and it has all these resources. Oh, wait, it's people here. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's people here. We just gonna push them out by force
Erase them and
because
say we discovered the land.
they're not as educated, right, as we are, because that's the way they felt. They had a different culture. They're not as rich as we are, right, because they have a different culture, right, and practices.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make them feel inferior and take over their land, and they're gonna bow down to us and agree.
Yeah, I feel
I
kind of
really
bad
hate.
because
I
I'll be in
really
the
so
Dominican
I
Republic
always
in January.
I always felt this way about are Native Americans, right? And I really hate the way they were pushed off of their lands, because I feel like, and I'm happy that it's some tribes still exist and they still uphold their culture, because I believe it's such a beautiful, beautiful culture, right? It
Mm-hmm.
really, so think about what are Native Americans. If you go down to Mexico, right? Think about the Aztecs and
Mm-hmm.
the way their pyramids look, and that's so crazy because over in Africa, they made pyramids too.
So
Isn't that crazy?
Africa, actually, West Africans knew how to sail to the southern part, which is like South America, Mexico, and all those other places. West Africans knew how to sail across the ocean to get to them places before the Europeans, because they were here before the Europeans ever discovered America.
But they made peace with other nations, not war.
Exactly.
Right? The whole bartering system. You give me this, I give you that. Oh, you want to teach me something? Okay, cool. Okay, yep. So I'm gonna take this back over here to my land. Look what I saw. We're gonna make the same
Mm-hmm.
thing because it makes sense. Right?
Right.
So I feel like the Aztec Indians is, if you look at people from Mexico, they look like Native Americans to me.
They
You know
do.
what I'm
They tell
saying?
you compare here.
There's a lot of similarities.
Besides, the ones that are not mixed breed, look, they
So
compare.
you gotta
Mm-hmm.
right, but you gotta look at. So I look at cheekbones, face
Mm-hmm.
structure. Native Americans typically are hairless. Have you ever seen a Native American man with a mustache or a beard?
I don't think
Exactly.
so. I don't think
And
so.
so right, I'm talking genes, right? So
Mm-hmm.
these are things that you're not gonna be able to escape. The hair, so long, straight hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, things of that nature. So, and when they tan, they look more red than brown. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, just, I can just imagine how beautiful America was before all of this. We in a free country, we got a lot of things to make us comfortable, but hell, if I lived back then, I wouldn't be mad about living off the land.
Hell no, to be honest.
Would not have been mad about living off the land. Okay. Now we got all these mixed races now going on because people want to crisscross and do this and do that and do this and do this. You can't be mad at a culture or ethnicity or race trying to uphold where they came from, their original traditions, their original bloodline. You can't be mad. You can't be mad at that. So now you're trying to intrude upon like the Israelites, right? I
Mm-hmm.
feel like the Israelites don't mess with nobody until they mess with, and then you want to call them terrorists.
Mm-hmm. And then they have their nerves to say, America better not get involved unless they'll try to plan an attack on America. The people that attack Israel, like, but y'all have American hostages. Y'all killed Americans. What do you think was gonna
So
happen?
But what the fuck was those Americans over there doing?
No, we got an embassy and everything over there too.
It's an embassy everywhere, but what was they doing that they got caught in turn
Probably
and
traveling. It's
executed?
actually some Americans that live over there. They go over there and work and stuff. Like how they come over here and work. Some Americans go over there to work.
Okay, fair enough. But I feel like that's a broad generalization, right? It
Hmm.
gotta be something behind the scenes. Like somebody was saying or doing something to somebody was sticking their nose where it shouldn't have been, you know, X, Y, and Z. Somebody was pushing or, spreading rumors and stuff. Like their culture is different from us. We have a whole judiciary system, right, to deal with
Hmm.
people who break laws, so on and so. That's they have something like that over there, but they don't. Like you steal something, they chopping off your hand, and that's how it used to be back in the day, right? That's how they dealt with thieves. You steal something, this is your punishment, right?
Right.
So they think it's barbaric, but that's how it was. So you know, I feel like a few innocent people can get caught up in that, just guilty by association, right? Because you are of a race, blah blah blah. But they have learned to not trust, right? So
Hmm.
let me ask you this. This is an actual question because I really don't know how many people, and I'm sorry if this sounds offensive to anybody out there that's listening, but how many people that have been captured are black?
I have no idea. I don't think they've right now, so they don't even know how many hostages they actually have a hostage.
So over the years, when you have heard of people being captured over there, like journalists, for example, right?
Hmm.
How many of them are black?
Actually, I don't know. I don't know if any black person has ever been captured over the since it's not say African Americans. I really don't know. I mean, considering that
So,
it's so close to Africa, they probably just assume that we're from Africa. I have no
so they
idea.
can tell. So
I mean,
all
they can
countries
tell us apart.
can tell an
Yeah.
American when they see one, right? Because we're very entitled and spoiled when it comes down to different things. Well,
I
we
mean,
want
I think when
running
it tells us,
water.
I'm like, they probably heard about Chirac and was like, no, we ain't gonna mess with some black folks.
So I feel like it's more of they know we were an enslaved people and we were taken from where we were at and brought to a country where we were not native to. And this is just our lineage going down the line, right? So
Yeah.
that's my thing. It's either black people ain't getting caught because they know they ain't supposed to be where they ain't supposed to be, or number two, the media just doesn't broadcast black people getting caught and executed because they want to just broadcast. Okay, okay,
Hmm.
okay. So that's my thoughts on the whole thing. I so this is the thing. We consider them a third world country. They might not consider themselves that. You got to think in perspectives,
They
right?
not
They
considered
might
a
want to live like that.
Gaza may be considered third world, but Israel's not considered a third world country.
But my thing is, relations with Israel have always been very tense because they don't trust other countries for good reasons, right?
Hmm.
They're trying to protect their homeland. I don't fault them for that. They should. They should absolutely protect their homeland. So, and then it's like when we don't get what they want, we put tariffs and taxes on certain shit. You know what I'm saying? And it creates an even more tense relationship and drives prices up for the rest of the Americans because what the fuck? Y'all don't know how to be cordial to somebody about some shit that belongs to them.
It's true.
So, I
That's
mean,
America
shout
for you.
outs to it, here over in America. What? So usually, what we see people of Middle Eastern descent. I'm not going to say one group of people, right? I'm just going to say Mid Eastern descent, Mediterranean descent, right? They usually are in gas stations. Why? Because their family probably has something to do with oil. That is what they trade.
If they're either they own some type of store or they own a gas station, or you might see hand. I want to say they end up being like lawyers or doctors.
Because they hella smart. Smart as
Mm-hmm.
fuck. A lot of people that are not from America come over here and they're doctors and lawyers and X, Y, and Z. Smart as fuck, right? So you're not going to tell me they're inferior race. You can't tell me that because they're good business owners. They come over here and
Mm-hmm.
start businesses from scratch. People that been here all their lives can't even fucking do. They get it out the mud, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like look at where they put up their gas stations and stores and stuff. Where primarily in our city, where are they at?
In the inner cities, yeah.
I wonder why, right? You're not gonna catch them out where, right?
Because now that I think about it, when I do go out to places, I'm like, if I'm
You
out
don't
like
see them.
if I'm in Waukesha somewhere like that,
You don't
it's
see them.
always either a black or white person that works behind the counter.
Absolutely. I wonder why,
But I've
right?
never seen a Middle Eastern person working like so. If I'm like on a road trip or something like that, you don't see them working in gas stations in the middle of nowhere.
So I feel like they are more comfortable where we at.
To be honest, they do get along with black people very well.
They do. They do. We don't. So, do you ever hear about Israel having conflict with Africa?
Is Israel part of Africa? Am I in the continent of Africa,
No,
or are they considered
it's on a
Asia?
different. It's right. It's right across. I want to say it's the Mediterranean Sea
So
from Egypt.
They're part of Asia then, the continent of Asia. I mean, um, damn.
Have you ever heard? Have you?
No, unless we piss off one of them from stealing from their convenience store.
I'm talking about over there.
Oh, um, unless it's like one of those territories that's basically part of like the European government. I don't think so. Because that's
Now let me ask
only
you
ones they
this.
tend to beef with if it's like part of a European government, which is like mostly Western and Southern Africa. Is
So
all
let me
mostly
ask you
ran by
this.
European.
Yeah, because the Dutch went down to South Africa and decided they wanted to be Afrikaans with a K, two Ks, but whatever. That's a whole nother story. They Dutch with English accents in South. But anywho, have you ever looked at an Egyptian, an ancient Egyptian?
Haven't paid attention.
When you watch like the History Channel and you watch King Tut and Cleopatra and X, Y, and Z, who do they look like?
They look Middle Eastern.
Exactly, because that's where they are. They a hop, skip, and a jump over the Mediterranean Sea. There you
Yeah, but
are.
over the years they tried to make it seem like they were more Caucasian. You know how some people try to
Yeah,
make it.
because those were the only people that was allowed to portray these
No,
actors.
I'm just saying like in general, like even though they could have gave them wigs and hair and stuff to make them seem more Middle Eastern, but at the same time it's like over years you look at like drawings and pictures, not even pictures, but like like they tried to paint these people or whatever. I'm like they don't I don't think that's
So
how they
in my
look.
head, every time, what's the matter? Every time in my head, when I seen an Egyptian, I thought they were Middle Eastern, like Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
So in my head, that's what was going on the whole time. Because if you look at the rest of Africa, that specific portion of Egypt, because it's so close to Israel, and who's to say that that might have been their territory at one point in time? You feel me? And that who
Hmm.
inhabited the area. So just some stuff to think about.
So to keep stuff going, Tina sent me this thing where it says NASA plans to build homes for astronauts and civilians on the moon by 2020. I'm not going. First of all, is there
It was
you
20
can't
2040.
I mean yeah,
Hold
2040.
on, y'all.
My whole thing is is it going to be artificial air up there? Because there's no air to breathe on the moon, as far as I know of. Because every picture I've seen that's come from the moon, and there's somebody walking on the moon, they always having this full suit with a helmet on because there's no air up there. So how are you guys going to build basically a whole civilization on the moon if there's no air or water? It's just like what the fuck? So are y'all gonna be shipping water from the Earth to the moon? But I just don't get it. And why are we so obsessed about building this? The first it was Mars, and now it's the moon. Like why we are so obsessed with building civilization on the moon? Like y'all, I know y'all keep saying, "Oh, we're using up the world, the planet is getting sick." Like eventually, this planet is going to figure out a way to cool itself back down. And
The
you know how
world
the
will
planet.
replenish itself. Yes, I agree.
And when that happens, you know what's going to happen? It's going to be another ice age. The world is going to freeze itself again, and then, like Tina said, replenish itself.
I
That's
mean, so I don't feel like it's going to be another ice age. I feel like organisms will evolve. That's what we do, right? So now the heat is increasing. We will learn how to live with the heat further north, right? So that's just what it is. And I mean, if the temperature down below the equator or around the equator gets too hot, they're just going to move
but
away from the equator.
but way how science what is these sciences did this like experiment or whatever. But basically, if Yellowstone Park, like the water geysers in Yellowstone Park, those are just very just out active volcanoes. If
Yeah.
those things erupt, it can cause an ice age, like literally cause an ice because it would get so the blast would be so high that basically everybody on the west coast would be dead from the blast of it. Um, basically the Midwest will be covered in ash. So, which means that will affect vegetation and all that kind of stuff. So, basically, it'll cause the Earth to heat up really hot, and then it'll cool. Then the Earth will be like, "Oh, I need to cool myself back down," and it would cool. So, like the surface where the humans live at, it would cool itself down to a temperature where it'll become unlivable for humans.
So my thing is, okay, so ozone layer, right? That's essentially what is stopping the sun's rays from penetrating the earth. The hole is getting bigger and bigger, and that's essentially what's causing global warming. I haven't heard anything about the earth getting closer to the sun, X, Y, and Z,
But
so on and so forth.
so then, if we know there's a hole in the ozone layer, why are we study putting more holes in and sending shit up in outer space? Like, why are we wasting time or resources to figure out how to build homes on the moon and sending stuff up to the moon if we're causing more damage to the ozone layer? To do
Because
that?
people are scared that the race is going to go extinct. So this is my thing. That's just the circle of life, right? Think about the dinosaurs. So they supposedly got hit with a meteor that decimated the earth. How did it decimate the earth? It hit the earth. Everything within a certain radius was killed instantly, but then you had the fallout, kind of like an atomic bomb, right? So then
Hmm.
that is it blanketed the earth, blocked out the sun, so vegetation couldn't grow. And honestly, that's the thing right there. That's a key to living is vegetation.
Mm-hmm.
We're omnivores, right? Most people eat plants and meat, but if you're herbivores, they eat plants, have nothing to eat, they die off. So then your carnivores or your omnivores have nothing. Your carnivores don't have anything to eat, so they start to die off, or they learn how to adapt, and it goes all to anatomy and physiology and what their stomachs are able to digest in order to give their cells the nutrients and the energy that they need. So that's the problem, right? So that's why species would die off. An omnivore like us, we would be able to survive a little while longer, but then we would compete with the herbivores, right? Now, if the sun is blocked out and we can't grow vegetation the way it's supposed to be. And I say this, so back in that time, you didn't have human intelligence, right? Now we can
Mm-hmm.
grow gardens inside,
True.
right? Okay. And I feel like if something like that did happen, we would be able to sustain our race, okay, to a certain extent. Um, and I feel like that's kind of already happening. They're learning how to grow species of plants that we can survive off of.
We need
You
to figure
know,
out how the alligator. That's the only species that I think that survived from
because you got to
the
think about it,
meteor.
right? So the oceans have always been present even after the fallout, and you had life in the ocean that wasn't affected by the fallout because the ocean goes how deep, right? So maybe
Mm-hmm.
the life that couldn't survive so deep in the ocean probably got wiped out eventually, but those further down, they survived and eventually they adapted to the point where they're like, oh, ain't nobody up there, so we're going to adapt and we're going to come closer to the surface because we can now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of space and room. And then alligators still have their way to eat. And then you got to think about it. These animals, like a snake, right? A snake can eat once a month, and they survive. That's it. That's it. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think about a human. We need more water than food to survive, depending on your body mass index. If you have more fat on yourself, you can survive a little longer if you got water, right? Because your body is going to use up fat first, then it starts to eat away at muscle for energy, protein.
Mm-hmm.
So we can survive. We as Americans, we are severely obese. I'm one of them. Hi, how you doing? Um, but if we had to, we would adapt and survive because we wouldn't have a choice. So if another ice age comes, man has lived in colder climates. We can, right? Especially in this day and age, because um we have a lot of more technology at our disposal as far as we know. Medicine has leaps and bounds. We know if we hit this certain type of temperature, how long somebody can survive X, Y, and Z, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if it happened, it would be so was it Dickerson, I think, with the finches, where he did kind of like the strongest survive scenario or experiment. And that's true. The strongest will survive, and that's just how nature runs its course. I mean, I'm not mad at it, but that's why I felt like I had to adapt and learn different skills just in case, right?
Right.
Okay. You can't just get up and go to work. You gotta actually, can you till a land? Can you plant seed? Can you grow, plants, vegetables, so on and so forth? Can you, do you know what, you know, who has the knowledge to say, okay, this land is good to plant, seeds and it'll grow and it's not going to be toxic. Can we grow this type of seed here? Can we grow this type of seed here? So I feel like, yes, that's something that's going agriculture. That's something that's going to be very big while they're looking for settling on the moon. And I mean, as far as the moon is concerned, the only thing I can think about is water is if they learn how to, because the moon does the same thing the sun does, like rotate, right? You got a dark
Mm-hmm.
side and light side to the moon, it rotates around us while it's rotating around the sun every month, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
see the full moon and the new moon. So it goes around the earth in a month while we go around the sun in a year. So they have to study, while we're going around the sun in a year and the moon is moving around us in a month, how can you sustain earth? I mean, life on something like that. You're not growing. There's no natural vegetation on the moon because, like you said, water, right? But in my head, I would think on the colder side of the moon, things will freeze. It has to be some condensation because it does have an atmosphere. And they can take that condensation and they can clean it, purify it, and you got your water.
Yeah,
hmm
I reckon so.
In my head, that's the way it goes. Science, boy. I tell you, leaps and bounds, leaps and bounds.
So, I don't know why this lady. You sent me the story about this lady going in the airport in Atlanta stabbing people.
I was so taken aback about that. I was like, what is going on? Like, why did she do that? First of all, when I saw the video, everybody was on their knees. And it was like she just started stabbing somebody randomly out the blue. And then when the police came, she stabbed the sergeant or something like that in the thigh and it hit
Lieutenant.
the artery.
Yeah, she
I don't
stabbed the
know.
lieutenant.
I don't know if it was a mental break. I don't know if TSA say, hey, we found some shit in your luggage on your person. We need to pat you down. Like, I don't know what it was. It didn't give details, but I was like, that shit is wild. Okay. You won't see me going through that airport no
It
time soon.
says a ticket clerk was only slightly cut. Uh, she stabbed authorities say the lieutenant was stabbed in the
In the
thigh,
thigh. Yep.
and the suspect struck
It
an
hit an artery,
artery.
major
Um,
artery, the femoral artery. That's the only artery down there, and you can die.
hmm So yeah, I don't know what the drugs.
I mean, I feel like it could be a psychotic break that can be caused by many different things, including drugs, or it could possibly be just that she was found with something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
It could
in her
be.
head, that was the only way she was gonna get out of
And
it.
but only thing is, only way I can see somebody snapping like that if that it was a large amount of drugs or something. If it's something real small, I don't think they might just like, oh, we're just gonna
They don't
confiscate this
because
from you.
no, they won't because Atlanta is like a hub, right? So you got so many people going through there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't, unless it's something major as far as like drug wise, yes. Now it couldn't, I mean, it didn't have to be something drug wise. Maybe she was an illegal immigrant. Maybe, it's so many different scenarios behind that. But I'm kind of interested. I'm gonna see if I can kind of keep track of that and find out a little bit more about it.
All right. Carly Russell.
Oh
I
God.
absolutely did not really follow this story at all. But according to this article that Tina sent, Carly Russell was found guilty on two charges in a kidnapping hoax. State recommends 1 year in jail and nearly 18,000 in restitution.
Okay, so we all remember the young lady that dialed 911. I think she might have called her parents. She pulled over on the side of the road on the highway, claimed she had seen a young child running in a diaper or pull up, whatever it was. Um, and she stopped, and then she was supposedly abducted. Um, she looked like she gained some weight from the pictures I saw of her before. Um, so the story was, I think she worked at, I forgot what store she worked at, but she stole a few items from her job. Then she got in her car, was going to where she was going. That's when she pulled on the side of the road. It was a whole big thing. People were looking for her. Her parents was on social media and on the news, so on and so forth. And then she just popped up at home one day. She had like a boyfriend or whatever.
No demands was made for your safe return. No nothing.
Nope. So I followed the story because I was like, damn, she saw a baby, and I have a younger child. So I was like, oh man, who baby was that? Somebody, because kidnapping is real, like real out here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, kudos to her. I think she was in nursing school, if I remember. But I'm not really sure what the truth is. I'm not really sure what motivated her, because they're saying it was a hoax, right? From the
She pulled a
facts
juicy
that they have.
smoothie.
Huh?
She pulled a juicy smoothie.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that was crazy. Um, but now she's been charged, and the restitution, I can imagine, to the tune of $18,000 has something to do with um
The money they spent to
all
repurpose.
the efforts that went into um trying to find her. So unfortunate, I hope that if it was a hoax, right,
Mm-hmm.
that she gets the help that she needs. Um
She wanted her 15 minutes of fame.
and I mean, if she did, that's the wrong way to go about it. You don't,
Mhm.
and again, I hope she gets the help that she needs.
Right. So let's talk about Will and Jada.
Oh my God. I'll drink to that.
So when I first saw this headline about Will and Jada being split up for 7 years, I said, "Is this really a secret?" Like, you could tell that these two wasn't really together all these years, especially with the whole entanglement thing and the way how he forgave her and the way how he reacted to the whole entanglement thing. Like, I felt like if they were truly like in love and this in love married couple, and she went out and cheated, his reaction would have been totally different than what it was. Um,
So did she
it's been
actually
rumored.
cheat though?
Well, it's not considered cheating because they wasn't together when this entanglement happened. Because apparently they've been
So
separated for 7 years.
so they're not legally separated. They're still legally married.
Yeah, they're
But
legally married.
did she actually sleep with somebody? I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, her and I don't know if she actually slept with him, but it was the whole
I
thing
don't
with
think
her in
so.
August.
It was a whole thing with her in August Alsina. He just came out as being, I don't know if he considered himself gay, bisexual, pansexual.
Did he really come out? 'Cause I don't think he really actually came
He
out.
he
He's
was making
interested
whoever that
into.
was on the social media like he was seeing that person.
I don't think he actually officially came out, but yeah.
So to me, okay. So we've talked about this before, right? Like you when you do certain things and advertise certain things and live a certain lifestyle, I it's really hard for the general masses to believe something else, right? So
True.
I feel like, after the whole entanglement thing, which I feel like was a publicity stunt for him, I'm gonna be honest. Because He used to be a really hot and upcoming artist, and then he kind of faded out, and then all of a sudden, I was like, "What is he doing with Jada?" Like that was so unexpected. Um, but then shortly after that, the whole thing where they both sat down and did interviews, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Jada had the whole red
That
table,
red
whatever it
table
was called.
talk,
Yeah,
whatever it's called.
yep.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like um I really feel like that was a publicity stunt for him because he wasn't really relevant anymore. And then after that, like this guy, right, or this person that looked masculine to me was being posted on his Facebook page. I mean, Instagram. And, it was some questions about his sexuality, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was in these pictures with this person. And then all of a sudden, I haven't seen or heard from him after that whole rigmarole. So I mean, August Alsina probably was a freak. I'm just gonna say that he probably was a freak. Um, Pansexual, bisexual, whatever you want to say. We can neither confirm or deny if he has sexual relations with anybody at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I
but
mean, maybe that whole thing with the guy was a publicity stunt also for him.
it could have
Cause
been.
maybe it'd
Oh
be like,
well, it didn't work.
cause maybe it would be like, well, if I come out as looking like I'm with this guy, then maybe they get some attention on myself. Maybe the gay community would support me more. Type stuff.
It didn't work.
It didn't.
But
All it did was
as
got people
far
talking, and whether it was, I don't know if he wanted good or bad press, but it got people talking.
it was terrible. Like so when he came out, I thought he was a little strange. For a number of reasons, but I mean, I guess I don't know. In my head, like I never said, okay, well he like, guys. He preferred company of guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, during the time when he first came on the scene, his look, his swag, what he was talking about, like it wasn't giving that. Not you playing with the background. I'm not finna deal with you. I'm not finna deal with
Oh,
you.
I just saw. I got a notification saying they have video backgrounds now, so I'm looking like, oh, okay.
Okay, I like that. Um, but as far as Will and Jada, I think I sent you a few clips about them, right? So, the first clip I sent to you, I think it was about that they have been split up since 2016. In my head, I was like, oh, that makes sense to a lot of different things. So, first thing I was thinking about the famous slap with Chris Rock, right? That makes so
Mm-hmm.
much sense. And I was like, oh, he's just emotional. Like, in my head, I was like, he want his woman, but his woman don't want him. So
I feel like that
then,
whole situation was because he was laughing at the joke at first that Chris Rock had said. He was on camera laughing, and it was like he looked over at Jada, and Jada was like, and it was gave him that look like you gonna let him talk about me like that, and then that's why he went up there and slapped him. But then it also turns out because there was a rumor going around that Chris Rock found out that they was apparently separated and asked Jada out.
right. So that's the other thing I sent you. So as far as when they were at the awards or whatever, like I feel like Will laughing was a coping mechanism. You know how some people laugh when they're upset or angry?
Mm-hmm.
And Jada looked to him. Now that she's spoken on it, she said that Chris Rock had, contacted her during one of the room time periods of times there was rumors flying that her and Will were divorced. And he hit her up like, I want to take you out. And she curved him. basically, right? For
Mm-hmm.
whatever reason, we don't know. She did. And I respect her for that, right? So she married to a man, even though they're living separate lives. She thinking, okay, this guy in my head, this is what I'm thinking, right? Okay, this guy hit me up, say he want to take me out on a date. I'm actually still legally married to this man, and it's going to cause a problem. And I no, thank you. Or maybe she wasn't attracted to Chris Rock. When
Mm-hmm.
Chris Rock married, was he still married? I don't know. You
Yeah, I
know?
don't know.
Okay, I kind of feel Chris Rock. He married to a white woman.
I have no idea.
Let's
I don't
look
even
it
know
up.
if he was ever married, but
I thought Chris Rock was married to a white woman. Let me see. He's been married since 1996. So 1996 to 2016, he was married. He was married. Um. So she said she kind of separated from Will in 2016. So maybe that happened around there. They didn't give any specific dates, right? Um, but I applaud Jada because she know they're in the same industry, and she was being a woman about it, right? Okay, so I feel so. And again, another clip I sent to you was Shannon Sharp. He has his little show that I don't want to call it a podcast, but he has a show where he invites people and he basically interviews them. He had Tommy Davidson on there, right? We know who he is. And Tommy opened up about a situation that happened with Will Smith where he had kissed Jada. It's unclear if it was a kiss or like a kiss on set kiss. But either way,
mm,
Will Smith had approached him and said he didn't like it. He didn't appreciate that, so on and so forth. So I was like, after I heard that they were separated since 2016, after, me knowing about the slap, after hearing Jada in an interview recently saying that Chris Rock tried to invite her out on a date, and then we got Tommy Davidson saying that he had kissed Jada for whatever reason. I was like, oh, Will Smith really love her.
mm-hmm.
He love her. He's in love with her. So I don't know if Will Smith's actions, or I'm not even going to, you know what? I'm not going to even say insecurities because he was married to her. He's still married to her. And it's like, in my mind, when you're married to somebody, right? That's your person and you're their person. And maybe they should have gotten a divorce. Maybe Will Smith isn't ready to let go. Maybe Jada is. I don't know. Jada just
I
not
think
the type of
I,
person to
I
be in
don't
a
think they
in a
want to
marriage.
get. I don't think he wants to do a divorce because I don't. I wonder if they even got a prenup. I don't even think there's a prenup between them two.
So I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really feel like the prenup is the problem. I don't.
No,
I
I
don't
was
feel
just
like the
saying,
prenup.
like for some people, like so
Yeah.
because it's like it'll cost us more money to get divorced than it was for us to just stay married and live separate lives, which is what some people end up doing instead of divorcing.
So Will and Jada were both kind of advanced in age when they got married, right?
I have no idea.
So Will Smith has a child by somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
and then Jada, all of her kids are by Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you really haven't heard about Will Smith dating or seeing nobody else? I mean, we've heard about Jada dating and seeing other people like Tupac. All right. Tupac was one of those people that she was seeing. You know what I'm saying? And you really don't hear about too many people that Tupac has dated. She was one of those people. Kudos to her. Um, But I kind of feel like it's more Jada than Will. And Will is trying to lock Jada down, and Jada is more of a free spirit. That's what it sounds like me to me, you know. Um, she fine. Her mama fine still, okay. But at the same time, like it sounds like Will Smith is head over heels for her, and I'm not saying anything is wrong for that. He's not wrong for that because me being out here on the dating scene, I want somebody to be heads over heels for me if that is the right person.
So
But
he was 29 when him and Jada got married.
really,
Mm-hmm.
how old was she? Really?
Because he was born in 68.
So right, they don't. He was that young. I don't feel so. What? How old is he now? 68. He 50 something, right?
Yeah, because she's 52.
Okay, how old is he? Let me see.
Um,
I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna look that up.
so Jada was born
55.
1971,
He's 55.
and she was born 1951. I mean,
They got
71.
married when they were 29.
Yeah, so that means she was 20, what, 26 when he married her? And like I said, Jada was just really starting her career around the time they got married. Because Jada's career didn't really start popping until like late 90s.
So Will Smith divorced his first wife and the mother to his oldest son in 95, and then he got remarried in 97.
Mm-hmm.
So 97, what was I doing?
I was in kindergarten.
I was in high school. Now you let me. Oh shit! I forgot you much. Jesus.
Oh God.
Whoo shit. Okay. So I don't know. It like damn, they got married that long ago. I guess so. So they was good for a minute, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yes, the Fresh Prince aired in 1990, which means around the time that him and Jada got together is when his movie career was like really starting to take off. So he was very early into his like movie career when he met Jada and got married. So maybe he did this. That's why I said like maybe I like I said maybe it might not be a prenuptial agreement.
Probably wasn't. But I don't
And
feel
which is
like
one of
that's
the
the reason
reasons.
why he acting the way he is.
I mean, no,
I don't
it doesn't. It isn't why he acted the way he is. But I'm just saying it's a reason why they haven't divorced because if they don't have a prenup, she automatically get half. Oh, how dare you?
and that's fine. They got kids. I don't think Will Smith is tight over some money. I think he really loves her just off of
I
his
mean, yeah,
the
he
way
might.
he's
Yeah,
acting. The way he's because you don't so okay, so he slapped oh boy on national television. He didn't give a fuck, okay? He was a goon. And then you got Tommy Davidson saying the same thing that happened years, I think he said 15 years earlier, you know. So I don't think it's not about money. Cause I mean Jada hasn't acted in anything but she had kids. You know what I'm saying? And yes, Will
mhm.
has been carrying the family, but honestly, like his
because
children, they put their
because
children on like everybody making money. They got
because
money.
I believe like after I don't think Jada really had like a big motion picture movie after since like the Matrix until she did Girls Trip. Other than that, like between Girls Trip and the Matrix, I don't really think she had a career in between that time period. Like you didn't really see her on. You know how some people where their movie career died down, so you start seeing them in like TV shows or you see them producing or something like that. Like
She had red tape.
I haven't seen her name on really much as far as being like TV shows and stuff being produced. I haven't really seen her like produce movies and stuff. So it's like I don't know what she did in that time period, to be honest. So it's like is this like a whole time period of like what did you do like for like 15 years?
She was raising children, is what she was doing.
Well, yeah, I can see that.
She was
I
raising
don't know.
kids.
It's
That's
just
what she was doing, and that's what he
yeah.
wanted her to do. He had kids by her. She ain't had. She don't. So she don't have kids by nobody else. Okay. So I
Mm-hmm.
want people to kind of put that in perspective. He is her own quote unquote baby daddy. So he gonna go crazy over her, right? So she
Mm-hmm.
not in a childbearing age anymore, right?
All right.
But she's still fine as fuck. And we can look at her mama. She's still gonna be fine as fuck when she get older.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So and she's kind of aloof about
Maybe if
you
they've been
know
together so long, he just can't see himself with somebody else, and that's probably why he never, you know.
I don't think that's what it is. I think he loves her.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't think it's not that he can't readjust if he have to because they have been separated since 2016 and he hasn't divorced her. So let me
but
run it
you
back,
ain't
right?
afraid. You not afraid to tell me within that time period that they ain't been knocking boots because ain't no way this man ain't been screwing
Okay.
nobody else
So
within that time
I'm
period.
not saying that. Just so you a man, you can have sex with somebody and not love them. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So
But you don't hear about him having scandals. You hear it seems like during this whole thing, he's been
he
faithful this whole time.
because he loves her.
Exactly.
But my thing is that happens in the black community oh so often, and it doesn't necessarily happen because there was no prenup. Like both parties can have basically nothing. They don't get a divorce. Like my parents didn't get a divorce. My parents were still legally married when my father passed.
Mm-hmm.
And my father lived in a totally different state. And he would never divorce my mama. And he told me out of his mouth he still loved my mama. He was in love with my mother.
Yeah, my parents never divorced. He was still legally
Oh,
married.
okay. So
But they were in a situation where like we were better off as friends than being married, and they just never divorced each other.
no. So I just feel like it was Jada is more of a I'm sorry, I'm biting off my fingernails, bro. Jada is just more of a free spirit than Will. Let me find
Mm-hmm.
out when he was married and we're gonna do this. I mean born.
So I got some videos to get into.
Hold on. Give me a second. September 25th. Oh, he's a Libra like my daddy. That explains it all. He's not gonna divorce her ever. Never. You're never gonna hear that Will Smith divorced her.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's gonna happen either.
He's a Libra. So and he's on that cuff from Virgo to Libra. And I feel like that's why you kind of see his outburst because that's more of a Virgo thing. But then there's Libra, right? So Libra males are very they're leaders. I will say that they are leaders. They're leaders. They run a household. That's how they were brought up. He's 55 years old. So in his head, I need to take care of home, right? And that's
Mm-hmm.
what he's doing. That's what he's doing. They got money. They put their kids on, you know, all of that stuff. So what I will say from this, you don't really hear, you don't, ain't no really, you don't hear Will Smith talk about none of this stuff.
No.
He's more private, okay, like a Libra. He's
And
private.
I feel like when she did the whole entanglement thing happen, he only talked about that because Jada wanted him to go on TV and talk about it on her Red Table Talk show.
So Jada was born September 18th, so their birthdays are very close, but she's a Virgo. So she's going to make it all about her. That's her stilo, right? Now, him being a man, even though he's the leader, right? He fell back. He's letting her do whatever she want to do, and that's what I want people to realize. She had the red table talk. She had him on the red table talk.
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith is letting this woman live her life,
Yeah, because it's
right?
been rumors for
She's doing
years,
whatever the fuck she want to do.
even before this alleged separation in 2016, even before 2016, there were rumors about how they had an open marriage and how they was swapping all the other kind of stuff. So like, if any of this really news, like is any of this?
So it is, but it's not. It's news because she put a timestamp on it, right? She
Right.
said, yes, we were X, Y, and Z on this day. And then everything else that happened after that kind of was like, oh, okay, I see why that happened and why he's in love. Oh, he loved her. That's
Mhm.
why. So I don't fault that man. He married the person that he was in love with, and he's upholding that. You don't never hear about Will Smith with no other women, nor will you probably ever hear about Will Smith with other women. Okay?
Right.
Or other people in general. He's letting Jada be her own person, live her own life. And I mean, kudos to that man. He's probably suffering quite a bit, allowing her to live her own life. But where he at? I need somebody like him. Just only because he's so loyal. I don't want to play no games. Where you at?
um, let's get into some videos.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Not you on got him ready.
Oh, so here's the first video of Josh and his mom.
Oh my god.
It's a lot of wings.
That is a lot of wings, yeah. How you cooking them?
I'm gonna cook them in the oven.
Oh, you're gonna make it baked chicken wings?
Yeah.
Ooh, just like that? Just...
I guess.
Oh my god. Why are they so watery like that?
Because they were frozen when we put them in the oven.
Yeah, but now you gotta drain the chicken wing.
Don't eat that, Josh. Don't eat it.
Oh my gosh, they must have had a lot of like ice on them or something. Oh god. Oof. Goodness. Got him.
If y'all can see this,
Oh,
this
you
chicken
went
for
with
the
barbecue
audio
today?
listener,
Barbecue wings?
Barbecue wings.
Ooh.
get that dog out the kitchen while you cooking. This bitch ain't even seasoned it or washed the chicken. You gonna put it back in that net?
That smells good.
I They do smell good.
Oh wait.
I gotta heat them up some more.
Well, we're gonna let this barbecue sauce kind of cook onto them.
Right. Dang.
Clean your oven.
Dang.
They smell good, don't they?
Yeah.
All right. Well, they ready?
Is that enough for everybody? Or might
Josh,
have some more?
don't eat that, Josh.
That's enough for us. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's ready when you're ready. Okay.
Josh better not have ate that chicken. By the way, I have not watched these videos at all. Just to let y'all know, so I don't know if these are just in random order. That was some bad. Whoever, they need to ban her from being able to cook. But let me head into the next one.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! No, hey, yo. Back seat? Huh? Back seat? Yeah. Hey, you're not gonna like call the cops or nothing, right? I don't give a shit. Huh? I don't give a shit. You sure, bro? Like you promise you're not gonna say shit? I usually use chloroform. Knocks him right out. Or you could go classic. Just use this. What the?
Now he just walked off all normal.
Shit happens, bro. Shit happens.
That's what you call minding your own business.
Kudos to that man.
Let me head into this next one. You don't do this to no black mama. They about to pour her water on her mama while she sleep for the audible listeners. Damn, pour this shit, hell. What's taking so long? I'm sleeping so long.
I'm finna beat y'all.
You thought she was in the pool?
I'm finna beat y'all. I'm finna beat y'all.
Well, just chill.
Who the f with me?
It was a prank.
Prank her? Ooh. Oh my God, I'm finna beat your.
Bro, they soaked the crap out you.
I almost drowned.
You did?
I'm finna beat Michaela in my because I know it was them.
You felt like you were finna drown.
I'm finna beat y'all.
Oh, you did look like you were finna drown when you woke up. Oh my God, look at the scenery. Look at the freaking scenery that they left. Dog, they done wet up the whole freaking loft, man. Man, your kids play too much. Man, that was their fault. That was
Wait, where the kids at? They just
Oh my God. Bro, Michaela, y'all play too much, man. Y'all finna get us in trouble, man. I ain't do it. What you gonna beat me for? I ain't do it. Lord, look at this, y'all. They done splashed the whole. What you say?
What y'all so loud for? What happened?
Don't come up back and stupid like y'all know what's going on.
I'm down here laying down.
But
I'm doing TikTok to
they is wild as freak. They drown my mama.
Stop. These kids ain't shit.
They drowned their mama.
You drown your mama.
Oh shit! Let me head into this next one. Oh shit! Oh.
Now y'all know I had to come see about Josh and his mama. It's been a minute.
So you can shred it later.
She ain't put.
Yeah,
Lord.
shred it up.
So you got to bowl it first.
Mama, why? Okay. You don't put no seasoning in the... Okay. So you season it after you boil it? Because I don't know what the fuck. Josh and his mom be over here acting up. Well, Josh don't be acting up. He be like us. He be like, what the hell? Okay. Well, I'm just waiting for the damn seasoning, mama. It's supposed to be... What is this supposed to be?
Okay.
Yep, shred. You gonna leave that burner on like that? You gonna burn yourself? Be careful, baby, because if you burn yourself, honey, all I got is some ginger ale, some saltine crackers, and some Price is Right, baby. That's all I fucking got.
Forks wasn't doing it.
Forks wasn't doing it. That damn meat is tough as shit if you can't shred it up the right. Not the dog. Get your ass out the kitchen. Get your ass out the kitchen. Now, Josh, you know better.
Go ahead and warm up the Alfredo sauce while you're shredding it.
No, you fucking lie.
Yeah,
2 dogs.
Go ahead and do the
Okay. It's too much.
Look, I learned the water trick.
If y'all don't wash them fucking dishes,
The water trick.
wash as you go. Wash as you go. Oh, Lord.
Get what? After
What?
The mayonnaise and add a spoon.
I know you fucking lying. Mama,
mayonnaise in the Alfredo.
not the mayonnaise.
She fucking lying.
Josh, don't you get that mayonnaise.
She fucking
If
lying.
you creamier. You was struggling over there with that meat, huh?
You better not put that.
What to it?
Don't
You better not put that mayonnaise.
No,
She
you
don't
didn't.
put that damn
No, you
mayonnaise.
damn
She
didn't.
don't put that damn
What kind of damn mayonnaise is that? That
I'm so
Hellman.
sick of her and this damn
I never knew
mayonnaise.
that was a thing.
It's not a thing, Josh. It's not a fucking thing. Child,
It's not.
the
It's not.
chicken just sitting over there white with no seasoning, no nothing. Oh, you said so you don't add it together like now? What the fuck is going on here, Josh? Why is the damn Alfredo sauce so droopy? Oh Lord, Josh, I'm so sorry. We thought it got better. We thought your mama got better. I guess not.
But she filled up that jar with water. Or he filled. Tina, let me find out you made some Alfredo like that.
Never. Scratch. Butter and cheese, baby. Butter and cheese.
Who the travesty that went on right there? Lord have mercy.
No.
Hey, Torian, let me get into this next. Torian.
Chapter 2 today. Excuse me. May I help you?
Yes, you can. I have a couple questions for you.
I did watch this one.
Until after my class? No, it cannot. No, it cannot. I have some issues that I need to address. As you know, that's my son right there, right?
Yes.
And I'm trying to see what's going on with you two.
I'm sorry.
What's going on with you two?
What are you talking about?
I'm
Were
talking
you in
about
class about to do chapter 2?
Inappropriate things that have been going on that I've been trying to like push it back, act like it don't exist, but I've been witnessing a lot of things that's been going on that is inappropriate.
I'm sorry. You must have me confused for someone else.
No, I don't have you confused at all. I don't have you. At first, I thought I did, but then all of a sudden, it clicked on me. You the one that have been messing with my son.
Mama Tingo.
What?
Hold up. Shut up. You 18. That don't make you grown. Shut up. Shut up while I'm talking.
You are highly confused.
No, I'm not highly
No
confused.
relationship here.
Y'all have been having some type of, I don't know what this little
Class?
No, class.
English
Yes,
class?
Class has been in session. And I'm thinking, I don't know how long it's been going on, but what I have saw for sure, even though he graduates in a week, that y'all been doing things that y'all have no business. And it ain't been teaching this chapter 1 or chapter 2, whatever.
Like I said, ma'am, you have me confused for someone
Like
else.
I
If
said.
you need to talk to your son, you may pull him out of class and do so.
I'm definitely going to pull him out of class. I mean, it's only a week before graduation. But I want to let you know what you did is inappropriate. It's unjustifiable.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
I'm talking about you been sleeping with my son. You've been sleeping with my son.
Absolutely not. No.
Absolutely,
no.
you have.
No,
You have.
First of all, I'm going to need you to exit my class.
I'm not going to exit nothing until I get some type of.
I have a class to teach right now, and you are.
You've been teaching class. You've been teaching class. Some type of class that should not have even been thought of. Like, do you have kids?
No, I don't have.
I know you don't. You know why I know you don't? Because ain't no way you would think texting my son will be appropriate.
I have not been texting your son.
Okay, so now you want to play stupid. You a teacher, right? You a teacher, right?
I am.
So guess what I did?
Teacher, yes.
Guess what I did?
Oh no.
I went in, I screenshotted off his phone, and I printed it out so you can make sure that you understand and see what's going on here.
Well, there's nothing.
Good morning, baby. How are you feeling? I know the class was a little rough today, but I'm gonna make it up at the end of the day.
Oh no.
No, I'm sorry. That must.
Turn up.
I can imagine that's how you would have been if you would have caught Corey with one of his
I would have
teachers.
been worse than that.
Two.
That was an accident.
Worse.
Hey, buddy. So, let's move along with time yet. Okay, so keep things going. Let's play the next clip.
With it, girl. Rock with it, girl.
When she pouring chips in the pool, what's happening here?
Show them it, girl. With a bang bang. Bounce with it, girl. Dance with it, girl.
Why is she putting salsa and stuff on top?
Get with it, girl. With a bang bang.
Come on, turn the radio.
What's wrong with just eating the chips out the back?
My makeup on, it's Friday, I'm fun tonight.
Why is some stuff cooked and other things not?
I don't need no
more than diamond, more than gold.
And then she just gonna dump the refried beans? Oh, my stomach bubbling.
as long as I give them.
She add more canned chicken with the chicken water?
Yourself get under control.
Don't nobody else see this?
Come on, turn the radio.
Somebody need to put a stop to it. Where's Baywatch when you need them?
Oh, baby.
Just you
Baby,
and me.
I don't need dollar bills to have
Why she couldn't just make this at the house?
fun tonight. Baby, I
And now she gonna mix it together. Watch this.
don't need dollar bills to have fun tonight. I don't need no money.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on Caitlin's kiddie pool concoction.
I have not seen a video of a black person doing something like that yet. It's always somebody on a clear concoction.
Why the fuck would you make food in a fucking pool? That's not
just
what
like-
it's made for.
They just like to do. It's this guy who posts videos on TikTok, and he makes food in a hotel bathroom. Like he deep fried a whole chicken in a garbage can. The garbage can that be left in the hotel bathroom. He had made macaroni and cheese or something in the sink of the hotel bathroom. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with? Like, people are just disgusting. Here we go to the next one.
Just to renovate my own home, the city wants me to widen this road, put in curbs, gutters, couple of street lamps, possibly sidewalks, repaint the lines. It's crazy. I've lived in the Tri-Cities, Richland, Washington, for about 46 years. My husband Gary and I bought this house in the late 70s. Gary passed away in 2012 from mesothelioma because he got exposed to asbestos in the Seattle shipyards. At first I thought maybe I'd try to buy a new house, but I always felt that I didn't want to leave here. And then I got the idea, why couldn't I just add on to my house and then I could be right where I want to be? When Gary and I bought this house, it had a carport and what they call an enclosed porch. And now I just want to get rid of it and have another addition added in its place that would look nice and make the house bigger. This house is a one-bedroom house, one bathroom. I've got one closet, but somehow we managed to live in this house as small as it is. I want a second bedroom because I don't even have a guest room. Another bathroom would be nice, and the garage. I hired a contractor. I paid him $5,000 to help me come up with some plans, and everything was ready to go. He had his whole crew ready. The contractor submitted the plans to the city and was just waiting to get the approval on the permit. But the Public Works Department said, wait, you can't do it until you do road improvements on Fowler Street, because this is over $50,000 worth of improvements on your property. I was told by an engineer that it would cost $60,000, give or take 20%. When I tell people what's going on and what the city wants me to do, they always say, what? That's the city's job. Why are we paying our property taxes? The city wants nice streets, but they don't want to pay for it. They did manage to put in a $20 million city hall this year, though. I can't afford to renovate my house and improve Fowler Street. I'm joining with the Institute for Justice to sue Richland because they're infringing on my rights as a property owner. It's terrible that the city won't let me do what I want to do. They're holding my property hostage.
Okay, first of all, if your husband died for mesothelioma, you got paid. You got paid, like you just said. You thought about buying another house, but you didn't. Which means you could have used that money to upgrade your house, which you didn't. Now you think the city is supposed to. Girl, sit your entitled white ass some down.
No, she was going to spend altogether to renovate her house. She's going to spend $50,000 of her own money to make
Why
these
would you do
improvements to
something
her
like
house.
that?
But the city wants her to widen the street that her house sits on, pay for the street to be repaved, and put in sidewalks and streetlights. That's not her responsibility. That's the
So
public
wait,
road.
it is, because that goes into your taxes, right? So we talked about this. Street lights is on your water bill, right?
Yeah, but this is things. But the street is already existing. But so
Sidewalks are
basically,
also included
they
on
wanted
that.
her to pay. They want her to pay to turn her street into a 4-lane street, which would be going 2 lanes east and west. That is not her job to pay for that.
So let's back up a little bit, right? So
Mhm.
you and I have both experienced street lights being added onto a bill, which is the water bill, right?
Mhm.
Okay. The childhood home that I grew up in, when they redid the sidewalks, my parents had to pay for that.
Yeah, that's split between all the property owners. Asking one property owner to flip the bill, no.
So I don't believe her, because yes, it goes to everybody in that area.
But she said she had paid man $5,000 to come up with a plan. They submitted the plans for the permits to the city to have these improvements done, and they came back and said,
I don't believe her.
and then they said, no, you can't do this until you do this stuff.
I don't believe her.
So what else? Why else would they deny her permits to expand her house?
Because it sounds like she don't want to pay that money, and she want to stick the bill to somebody else.
So she supposed to spend the $60,000 on improving a street that the city is supposed to improve, on top of spending additional $50,000. That's what they said. They want her to flip the whole entire bill.
No, that's what she is saying. That's not fact. She didn't show us nothing. She just had a sob story about when her husband died. First of all, I got some questions. Why the fuck y'all got a 1-bedroom house?
They probably never had kids, so they probably fit them perfect.
Who buys a fucking 1-bedroom house?
It was cheap. It was the 70s.
Starter houses are at least 2 bedrooms.
It was the 70s.
You don't buy no. I've never seen a 1-bedroom house ever. Ever in my 40 years of life have I ever. This just made me mad. I just got pissed off. I'm pissed off now because Cause what? Cause no. This you're not finna get away with this. No, because the rest of us pay taxes for street lights, sidewalks, and streets. What the fuck is you talking about? I don't even have fucking sidewalks. They just repave. They put asphalt on my streets in front of my house. I had to pay for it. I don't
Mm-hmm.
even fucking have street lights out here. It's dark as fuck coming to my house. Everybody knows that. I still pay for street lights
Mm-hmm.
on my bill.
But our city
Like, no,
rules, the way how we
no,
manage it, might be different from how they manage it. Where she's at.
I don't believe that. I don't. I do not believe that. I feel like all of that shit goes on to being a homeowner. If you own a property, everybody is split up between X, Y, and Z. She wants some extravagant shit be done, and she don't want to pay it. She don't want to pay for the permit of what's fucking being done. That's what it sounds like. And then
No,
you got paid
she paid for the permit.
2012, your husband died from mesothelioma. I know you got paid. You're not finna tell me you didn't get paid. And then you didn't have kids, you got paid.
So
Okay?
I don't think she's willing. So she's willing to pay for the work to be done to the house. She's gonna pay the contractor. She said she hired a contractor. They drew up blueprints of what will be done to the houses, and the audition that would be handed on. And then he went to go submit the permits to the city. The city denied her permits, saying that she needs to make these other improvements, which was to the public road.
Guess what? Shit happens. Guess what? That happens when you're a homeowner. Guess what? You can't get out that shit.
But like you said though,
Ain't no but.
if y'all want sidewalks installed, and if y'all want the roads, you guys need to redo that stuff and then charge it onto my tax bill. That's fine.
Guess
Don't
what?
tell-
My taxes went up. My taxes went up almost about $700-800, and I'm like, for what?
But did they ask you to say, so did the city come to you and say, hey, Tina, I want you to pay for your whole entire block street to be repaved?
Do you have proof of her? Do you have proof of that? Did she show proof that they came to
No,
her
she
and said
didn't.
that? Okay.
Unless
So,
it's the second part to the video, I don't know.
hold on. Wait a minute. So my taxes, my homeowner taxes my property taxes went up $700 now. I don't even know why. I don't know why. Why?
Oh,
Why?
the value they said that the value of everybody's house went up, and the city is poor and they need money to pay for the police retirement fund.
So the value of my home, what?
Which is crazy because it's like, how can y'all tell me the value of my house went up without y'all coming in my house and seeing what changes I made to my
They
house?
do that every year. Okay, so
but yeah, they come out and do it every year. But but at the same time, if I haven't submitted any plans in the last year, you haven't seen no home improvement plans submitted to me to the city to make any improvements to my house, how can the value of my house go up?
So I will say this: I had my upstairs bathroom redone with the plumbing. So when it comes down to the plumbing, they have to submit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the value of my home went up substantially because of that. But I will say they're a year late. Like I did that when I first got here, and they didn't raise my property taxes. Okay, whatever. But they did do my street outside of my home during that same time. So I feel like that's a combination of that.
See, but where I live at, our street haven't been repaved. We haven't received new street lights. I literally have a hole being covered by a tarmac in the porch of my roof. But yet, from last year to this year, my house, the price of my house, the value of it went up like nearly $25,000.
They did redo your streets. They put speed bumps in,
which was paid for on our water on the water bill.
Don't matter. They improve your property.
They ain't fixed not one pothole. The street
It
wasn't
don't
repaved
matter.
over. Wasn't nothing done.
When they put in speed bumps in your neighborhood, in your street, in front of your house, that increased the property, your
By
your value.
$20,000.
That increased the value of the property because that makes that area safer. Yes, it does.
Because honestly, once again, it's been no major improvements. The roof needs to be redone over there.
That is a major improvement. That
Well,
is, especially because you right off the highway. Yes, it does.
that is not a $20,000 house increase.
It is. When you think about all the insurance loans that happen over there because of car crashes, this, that, and the other, so on and so forth. Now, it probably has decreased the amount of people that come down your street because when I was staying where I was staying before I lived over here, when they put in those speed bumps, because it was speed bumps on the block south of us, excuse me, east of us, people started coming up and down our street and they were flying. Okay. Once they put those speed bumps in, I seen less traffic.
We seen an increase in traffic, especially with the highway being closed.
So that has nothing to do with the speed bumps. That has something to do with the highway being closed.
So we actually seen even I think even when the speed bump was installed, the traffic still didn't slow down at all. Like the same amount of traffic still came by. We still had the serial crasher in the neighborhood. We still had to do burning rubber up and down the street all day. It's still the amount of traffic that comes to the neighborhood has not decreased.
So I'm gonna tell you this: like, if I got a block, I'm gonna turn down, like a residential block. I'm gonna pick the one that doesn't have speed bumps. If they got speed bumps, I'm gonna slow down. The majority of people do slow down for speed bumps in the road. Why? Because number one, tires cost like a fucking $1,000 for 4 sets for four tires, right? Who got that kind of money? Okay, if you do, call me. And I mean, no. As far as her, why do she feel like somebody owe her some shit? Or why do she feel like you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like that's a plea or cry for help. Like, she wants somebody to fucking baby her, and no, like the rest of her block, like, okay, so granted, depending on what she do with her house, it's going to increase the value for the rest of her block if they got the same type of stuff. If she decides to sell, right? It's a lot of ifs. Okay. The only way it's going to increase the value of your home is if that house that has improvements done to it is up for sale and they sell at a higher cost. Okay. So I learned this, right? So she don't sound like she finna sell her house no time soon. So it's not doing justice to those surrounding her because 2012 her husband died. It's 2023. I don't know when that video was made, but it's been at least 10 years. I understand she don't want to get rid of her home because memories, so on and so forth. And why do she think in this economy, whatever you got paid off for when your husband passed, God rest his soul, okay, mesothelioma is nothing to play with. Whatever you got paid off for when he died, it might have took a year or 2 years. So 2013, 2014, 2015, shit, even up to 2020 when the fucking pandemic hit, whatever it took for you to get paid off, it's not equivalent to what it is in 2023 finna go into 2024, right? Because inflation, period, right? So now she mad because they want her to do this and do that. I understand. Like the shit I did to my house, I did it before they repaid my street.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it wasn't anything significant as adding a whole addition to my house. So when you add an addition to your house, that's like a whole fucking room at least. At least one room, right? That increases the value of your home. But in my head, when you think about real estate, most homes in a block radius are damn near the same. She got a single family home, right? I was kind of looking at what she had around her. It seems like everybody kind of has kind of the same home, at least one or two bedrooms. Why, why, why do she think she's going to get special treatment? I don't understand that. I don't. I don't.
I mean,
I
it's not
don't.
like she's not asking them to pay for her house to get fixed.
So no, she's not asking for her house to be. So yes and no, she is, because she can't move forward unless she pay, but she don't want to pay. So that's why she made the video.
But why should I have to pay up front though for road pavements and for the road to be widened? And why
Because
should I have to pay for sidewalks to be installed when we never had sidewalks in this neighborhood?
now you own a home in an
So
area
so wait,
where
so that
hold
means
on.
so wait, does she got to pay for the sidewalks for her neighbor's house too? Because that's what they're asking her to
No,
do.
no, no.
So her neighbor's house, but if you
So
look at
I
the video
guarantee
though,
you.
but if you
So
look
I
at the video,
guarantee
none of
you.
her neighbors had
No.
sidewalks. Also,
See,
none of them had sidewalks.
so I guarantee that she's exaggerating. Okay? So what the problem probably is that the rest of the people on the block have similar homes to what she has now. She wants to add on to her house. So that's something totally different from me getting plumbing put in my house. She wants to add a room, at least one room to her house. That's something totally different. So now the property value of your house increases. So guess what? Now that your house costs more for somebody to buy, you're going to pay more in taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Property taxes, period. Right? When you go
Yeah.
to one bedroom to two bedroom, it costs more, period. Right? So now she's saying that they want her to pay solely for. That's not how it go ever in the existence of men. Ain't nobody finna tell you. The city is never gonna come to you and tell you you gotta pay for the whole block. That's not how that shit go. The thing is, she has to pay more because she wants to add on an extra room. And that's what she's mad about, because she has to pay more because she wants to add on an extra room to her house. Within my, what I would do, wait, okay, because they're not going to wait on the construction because they don't have to. They don't have to ask your permission to do construction on a public street and put in a sidewalk. They don't. It's going to happen. So
Mm-hmm.
let them do the sidewalk, let them do the street, and then afterwards put on the extra. Because why does it matter if you put on an extra room right now? You don't have any kids. You living by yourself. So what is the rush? Unless you're gonna sell the house. You get what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different things that's going on there in my head. And no, ain't nobody taking advantage of her ass. Is she looking for sympathy? Like that's the way. So that's the way that shit happens. She looking for sympathy, and ain't nobody finna pay. You gotta pay. You gotta pay. If you want to add an extra room onto your house, you gotta pay more. Period.
It's true. So you want to head into final thoughts?
Sure. All
And then
right.
reload
Final
at your
thoughts.
house. Yeet.
First of all, I want to say thank you all for listening to this season. It has been a very interesting season. Um, I hope you guys join us for more because we got more and more and more shenanigans. We only gonna get better. I want to say, um, I wish I encountered more people that have open minds like me when it comes to different things all over the world. Like we spoke about different aspects, the Israelites. We didn't get around to what I talked to you about dating
Oh
a
yeah, I forgot about that.
bisexual, a pansexual man. Yep. Um, and we can leave that for the next season. So tune in next season. I'm gonna give my opinion, as being a person that's single in a date scene now in 20, is it gonna be 2023 still?
Considering I gotta get the studio set up, it might be 2024 for season
Okay.
9.
So being a single person in 2024, 40-year-old going into 41, looking for love, I was asked how do I feel about dating a bisexual or a pansexual man? So make sure y'all tune in to the new season to find out my answer and how I feel about that. And just y'all be safe. Life is rough out here for all of us right now. Um, you know, Better days are coming. I'm gonna speak on that, right? Um, and that's my final thought. Thank y'all for listening.
So my final thought, I'm piggyback off of Tina a little, is thank you all for watching and listening to season. I know the audio listeners are so mad at me, like, well, we got the season at the very end. Just be happy y'all got it. But really, thank y'all for that's gonna stream this on the audio version. Thank y'all for listening to this. Thank you to everybody who has watched us live and went back and watched the videos after the show went off the air. Thank y'all for that. When the show return, hopefully I will have the studio put together. I've slowly been buying
In
things to try to
person,
make it look
baby.
nice.
We're gonna
Nice
be
in
back
here.
in person with each other. Yes, baby.
So I'm working on getting the studio back together. Hopefully that turns out very well. And yeah, like I said,
Y'all
thank you
start
for the
spreading
support.
COVID around.
Stop spreading COVID.
So we can be in
It's
person,
measles.
okay?
It's crazy because I was like, ain't measles and chickenpox the same thing? Somebody
Yeah,
like, no,
no,
it's not the
no.
same
So
thing.
it is a measles outbreak in our city, but it's a whole nother,
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
spreading shit around.
Right. Yeah, but thank y'all for tuning into the season. I can't wait to see you all in season 9. I don't know
Nine,
what everybody's
nigga, what?
schedule is.
9?
Yep.
Shit.
I don't
Okay.
know what everybody's season's going. I mean, I said season, but what everybody's schedule is going to be like for season 9, or who's going to be back. I have no idea yet. Uh,
Special
mm,
guests. We start.
yeah, we're
So,
gonna, we're gonna start working on getting some guests on the show.
okay.
We also are. I want to put something together. I don't know yet if it's going to work. We'll try to put something together because the podcast 4-year anniversary will be in March, I believe, because it started in March of 2020. So yeah, can't believe it's been that long already.
Ooh, COVID. That sounds like
So
COVID.
I think we are approaching 200 episodes of the podcast. So if you guys have any suggestions on what we should do for the 200th episode, I know
Get
sometime
drunk.
sometime next year we will be hitting that 200 mark. I believe by summer of next year we should be hitting that 200 episode mark. So
I'm
thank you for that.
excited. Oh my God.
And we'll see you all on the next season of Same Cast, Different Day podcast. Wait, I need to switch over to the screen, y'all, because I'm fucked up. Alrighty.